Greetings from Seattle. Hey, it's Del Rey. Hi. It's week number 5 million of being locked up in my house, and I have another guitar lesson for you. And this one is again moving bass lines for guitar players. And I've been trying to be uh, conscious of the things that I use the most. And I started out playing guitar in a very structured kind of way where I'd really like get something down and then just play it that way all the time. And now I'm trying to just be more free. So I have these things under my fingers, and then I find that because they're under my fingers, they recombine in different songs in different ways. So that's what I've been kind of trying to concentrate on giving you in these lessons. So we talked about moving bass lines in E, and then we talked about the Spanish tinge in lesson 2. And this time I'm going to talk about moving kind of harmonized bass lines up and down in the key of G. So here's my palette in G. I'll just play it for you and you can hear how it sounds. That I tend to like to do. And for me, this gives that kind of feeling that a piano player has where you're kind of moving around, or if you're playing at a slightly, it's nice that that's at a nice slow tempo as well. So now I know some of you have already played something similar to that because when you were kids, you probably learned Blackbird. You probably played that when you were a kid. So that's what we're doing in G. So if you were a hillbilly, you might just go. So you're leading up from the G, kind of chromatically, whole step, half step, into a C. So all we're doing on the top is we're adding. So we're harmonizing from the B to the C, G. And notice I'm doing that with my second finger over here, so I stay in position, and I've got my little finger on the top. So the top notes are, bottom notes are. And then I've got the time note is my first finger, and remember I play. 1, 2, 3. So I've got a finger per string over here, and I'm coming up. So I have that lift note, the filler note, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. The other thing I do, and so I have, you've got that little palette of notes on the top of your G. So that. The looser you can get between what you do up there. Million melodies are right there, and they're all pretty much being done with your little finger and walking down your first finger. So getting up to the C. And then let's go to the C. My favorite thing to do on the C is just to walk in octaves. I like that bass line that goes from the C to A, G. It has a certain kind of strutty Sousa-ish quality to it that I like. And then I'm doing the same thing over here. So that's a really interesting way to move around on the guitar. Fattens up your bass to do just octaves. So that's doing the same thing on top and bottom. And you'll notice that's a technique that it's not utilized enough in music these days. Everything's always harmony. Sometimes even with singing or playing, it's interesting to use octaves, and it makes something really definite. That being said, now let's take the second time. Let's go. We're going to go up on C, D, D sharp, E. And we're going to go down, my favorite thing, 2 things. So I'm going, hitting the B flat. Okay, so that put together. So you can get on that minor third. Ah. So on the top. And now we're going to get to the 5 chord. What's going to happen? Let's see. So I've got, that's a nice one. So you're in a D7 chord and you've got your D, C, B, A. Now notice I didn't go. That's very square. So I went da bop, da bop. So the top is hitting a little bit first. So the first one's together. Da bop. That's a really big part of what I do with these bass things. So the contrast between doing something really, you want it there, but here you want, so it has a little bit of a kick. And then for the turnaround, let's just use the thing we started out with, but let's do it backwards. All right, I'm going to try and play something similar to that all the way through at a slower tempo. So here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. So there are some of the ways that I move around in G. So if you enjoy this lesson and you have the means, tip me. There's a PayPal link at the bottom of the page. And I hope you're keeping safe and continuing to maintain your social distance. I know it's getting on our nerves now. It's certainly getting on mine. But now is not the time to slack off. So be good, stay in your house, practice your guitar. Okay, thanks for listening. And I'm sorry I'm not seeing you in person. I super miss other people. So